Capricorn, hi. I'm holding up the book today, and I'll tell you why in a second. This is Marta, of course, with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hello, hello, hello. If you're new, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button all if you would like to be notified whenever I publish new content. Your reading has me completely intrigued already. If you're new, I'll explain a little bit of the work that I'm doing. I'm reading not only the cards, I'm reading intuitively, but I'm also picking up on stuff that you're feeling physically, and I will let you know about it and also what you can do about it. Um, the way the layout is put here is very freaking interesting, and that's what intrigues me so much because the energies are so freaking clear and I absolutely love it. I'll read the channeling first to you, and then I'll read the pre-shuffled cards, and then we'll pull some additional cards. If the time isn't enough for YouTube, then you'll receive the reading over on Patreon, as we will create an extended as well. So, complete change in perspective is what I was getting. And the interesting part here was when Black Moon and Lilith showed up, because this was just like such a surprise. And this goes way deeper than you and I thought. Uh, so interesting. And it started with this line here, actually. I actually put like the crystal here, and I pushed the two fossilized sea urchins. Oh, God, I wish I could remember the name right now. It's not lemurite. Why am I thinking lemurite? That's not what it is. I'll get to it. So there's an up world is what I was given, and there's a down world. So an up world and a down world, and this is the crossing line. That was so interesting. So I'm sure there will be something up there as well. But we have the down part have out already, which is so interesting. Very, very interesting. And I don't dare to lay down my book because it's such perfect energy, right? It's such perfect alignment here. So it's almost like Virgo-esque, but even more than that, and different too, because it's so advanced. So that's what I'm getting. That's your vibes. That's your energy. It's so clear, so focused. It's really quite something. Um, what I was giving is through the magnifying glass, microscopic. So some of you may be scientists or are interested in how the world plays out on a cellular level or in the working of things. This goes also for you if you're not a scientist. It's just like if you're interested in finding, the deeper purposes of life. What is this really all about? I'm getting a lot of, shadow work, but also being really comfortable in the shadows, like deeper, way deeper than you ever thought you would go, but you did go. And this was a surprise. It's almost a surprise. It's like you don't think you can push any further, and then comes another push that takes you to a different place. And they gave you a certain name too, and I'll get to that because this is interesting. I'm getting a lot of channeling. I also got a third eye headache as I was, yeah, now it's, oh, wow, ow. A third eye headache. So this means your third eye is opening and you are seeing way more than you used to see. You're also crossing a threshold. You are able to move between the realms and to bring back information. This could happen through astral traveling, so in the astral realm, through sleep or dream state, also channeling, or also just in the awake state. Just somehow you're bringing the information back. In the chanting, that was really cool because it was so ancient. Of course, if you're new, you don't know what I do. So this is the healing chanting that will be attached to the extended over on Patreon. And what came through me was so ancient and so excited, to make that connection, and really quite something, and really, really cool, really, deep. There was also a level that I didn't expect. And like I said, with Lilith, with the Black Moon Lilith mystery card here that popped up, I was getting a lot of scorpionic energy. And like I said, this goes way deeper than you and I both thought. Some of you really like to be organized, or as a result of cleaning or cleansing, or some habit that you have established along the way that is serving you really well right now. Because I love this. This is like I'm speaking to someone that really is keeping their energetic field clean. I'm getting like now a pyramid shape here too. It's really quite something. Like a crystal. Hang on. Yeah, of some result of some clearing or some habit you have become very clear, and it feels really nice to be in your energies. Keep the energies and your space clean. Like a crystal, crystalline structures in the earth are shifting, and you know about this, or you will receive more knowledge and knowing about it, which was so interesting and intriguing already. I'm getting a lot of Aquarian energies with this also. And here's what they're calling you. They're calling you carriers of wisdom. And this isn't really surprising, to be honest, with those intense energies that I'm getting with your reading. So you are one of them. You are one of the carriers of wisdom. So hold space. And they said, we love you so much. It's not an easy task. So thank you so much, right? And then I was getting the headaches. So that part is taken care of. And we have fill yourself and anchor in. I don't want to lift them up, to be quite frank. You can look up the cards specifically in the community section of over on YouTube. You'll see it, right? Because I don't want to move a thing here. Like, it's perfect the way it is. It really is. So fill yourself and anchor in. And I immediately got, what, those cards? We did have them already. And then I looked back and I realized we didn't have them. Those were private readings that I did. And by the way, if you're interested in connecting with any past lives, or would like to see the higher view of where you may be a little bit stuck today, then a private reading could just be the thing for you. You'll receive it along with, a channeling that is coming through just for you. And there's also the healing chanting attached that just does something also on a cellular level when you're listening to it. Okay, so if you want to, you can reach out at universalpowertarot@gmail.com. I do have spots available for this month. So you have Morganite and you have the Hematite. We're getting a lot of, sacred geometry here, and it's interesting because this can come through, light codes and sacred geometry can come through when we close our eyes, when we're receiving light codes. This is what can come in, and those are anchored in currently with you and making this such a solid structure that I don't want to move anymore because it's perfect. So something has been put in place by you. Of course, spirit is like has been guiding you, but it has been placed there by you through a lot of work that you already did, that you already accomplished. So this was anchored in. This is the hematite. If you're working with hematite or like to work with it, go right ahead. This is really like a solid structure, and you'll see I don't want to pick it up. I'm not called to pick it up. I'm supposed to leave it where it is. So it's really like you're anchored in somewhere. You found your place is what I'm getting here, or you will soon, very very soon find it. But to the majority here, you found your place. And it's feel yourself. Now we're getting more into the feminine energy. So we have the masculine over here. It's almost like rigid, but it's not really rigid. It's just like you're very very centered, very grounded, know what you want. Is beautiful. And then with the feminine, and this is way more soft, and this is the counterpart to it, right? This is like way more flowy energies, way more soft energies, and this is the one that they want me to read. I didn't know upfront which one they wanted me to read, so this is a surprise to me. Look at how beautiful it is. I can show you here. Look at this beauty. Isn't that so gorgeous, with the heart and with the sunflower? It's beautiful. I'm being reminded of the African goddess Oshun. There's also something sun and moon, so the polar opposites. And I'll read that to you, okay? And I'll keep it like this so you can have a look at this card. So Morganite, breathe in your heart. Morganite advises. From this space, you can expand into unexplored parts of your being. This is the pushing that we were talking about in the channeling already. Interesting. Connecting with the worlds both within and around you in new ways. With your heart open, you can dive deep into your relationships, both with the human world and the non-human world. So freaking interesting. Finding facets that didn't exist until Morganized helped you breathe them to life. This is exactly it. This goes way deeper. It's like discovering a new realm in a sense. Stretch into your fullness, Morganite whispers. From this place, the things that are not you get slowly crowded out by the truths of your soul. This is the clearing we were talking about, right? This is like completely and entirely, this is you. There's, nothing to be taken away, but nothing to be added either to this structure. It's just like perfect. It's something that has been chiseled to perfection. I'm so intrigued by those energies. This is not a quick process, Morganite knows. It's the work of years, of lifetimes, but it's work worth doing for the surety and peace of being wholly yourself. There's a ritual to commit that I will attach over on Patreon, and a reflection that asks what keeps you small that I will also attach. So yeah, I'm just checking. Yeah, I can read that. What are the benefits of staying small is one of the questions, and what are the potential rewards of a good stretch? And these are already really good reflections. I recently did these two. They're no joke too. Like the crystallery by Maya Tall is just amazing. Like how powerful this actually is. Like those things. Black Moon Lilith with the mystery. Okay. And we go right ahead with that one. Ugh, it's so intriguing too, because like that shadow, like once you know something, you kind of like know, and that knowing may change like your entire world, around. And oh God, I'm like, you must be receiving some ancient knowledge here or something. You have received something, hence you're a carrier of wisdom, as they called you. Again, here's again sacred geometry that's included. You may also have like a strong connection to ancient Egypt here. Also, the moon cycles play a really important role for you currently, and just like in general, okay? Yeah, leave it again. So it's supposed to stay where it is. So Black Moon Lilith, mystery. In revenge and in love, woman is more barbaric than man is. That's something that Friedrich Nietzsche said. Interesting. Are we really though? Are we more barbaric than men? I don't know. Okay, it is time to be careful. Think of what might manifest over anger, bitterness, or revenge. What you have worked so hard for may collapse. Astrologically, Black Moon Lilith represents soul expansion and cosmological awareness, the force in aloneness, and the path of the individual. Black Moon Lilith is a dark goddess. She's a ghost to the moon. As a shift in power and consciousness, she symbolizes destruction before creation. The name Lilith means screech owl or night hag. Lilith is the ancient goddess of mystery and transformation, and as we know, and as you know very well, because you are showing up as extremely advanced here, it's like something has to be broken down. For example, if we're talking about your old self, that had to leave almost completely, if not completely, in order for this structure to appear. And this is also has to do with crystalline structure. It's also within yourself. You're being becoming this crystalline structure as well. That is, it's interesting. It's not just in the earth, it's also interesting on the earth, and of the earth is what they gave me. That's important. So you have a really important role in the ascension of humanity, and in the expansion of consciousness here on earth, like a really important role. I'm sure like a lot of you are aware of this already, but there's more, and there's more, and then there's more. Oh my God. Yeah, this is like the never ending journey, right? It's like you're coming into one awareness, and then comes the next, and then the next, and you start integrating it, and then you go further along. It's super interesting, but also not the easiest journey, because how many people can actually follow along in this path? How many people can you actually have like deep rooted conversations in those kind of topics with? Because you seem to be here at the top of the spearhead of driving consciousness forward. So of course there are people, but they may not have been in your immediate vicinity, so you may have felt alone over this. And this is where I feel also may come in the manifest over anger, bitterness, or revenge. Also human emotions, like please do not beat yourself up over these. This is important, because the shadow, and this is not something that should be condemned ever, I feel, right now in this journey, because when you start to think that anger is a bad emotion, revenge is a bad emotion, bitterness is a bad, it comes from somewhere, right? It comes from the need to be loved, from, from I want to be loved, I want to be integrated. This is the shadow speaking to you directly, being like, there's a part of you that you have not yet found, or that you are about, on the threshold of coming into the awareness of that part of yourself. it doesn't want to be condemned. It's like it doesn't want to be shamed anymore. It wants to be seen, and it wants to be transformed and integrated, like back to yourself, back into the light. And this is so beautiful. And with that, my heart like really warms up, because this seems to be the way. It really does. And this is also bringing like a tremendous amount of power back to you. Excuse me. Stories of Lilith appeared around 5,000 years ago in the area of Sumeria, where she was said to have been handmaiden to Inanna, the Queen of Heaven. However, most of us recognize Lilith from the Hebrew myth as the first wife of Adam. Lilith also appears in folklore in medieval Judaism as the rebellious first wife who refused to submit to Adam and, enraged, fled to the Red Sea, an area of mystery and danger. There, I kind of like that. Just like, yes. There, Lilith procreated with other spirits, giving birth to demons. Later, Lilith became a succubus, appearing to men at night, sapping their strength and causing wet dreams and impotency. Oh, how fun. Through the ages, Lilith was demonized. She was the first spiritual upstart, but in recent years her status has changed. Lilith is a feminine fourth of command and strength. She represents the power we hold in secret. And this is the thing, because oftentimes we may be afraid of exactly those powers, afraid of our own shadow. It's like, yeah, being scared of our own shadow. It's like, boo. And there it is. And you're just like, holy freaking, I didn't know that this could be part of myself, that I would be able to do things like that, say things like that, that this exists within me too. And this is immediately transferable to collective consciousness. So you may really be transmuting right now. This is what I'm getting, the rather darker energies. You may be identifying as a shadow worker rather than a light worker, or currently, really being able to stand in those heavier energies, but welcoming them in. So I'm getting huge, huge healer potential here. So carriers of wisdom. If you would like to follow me over to Patreon, where I will be pulling more cards, because I'm, again, very, very intrigued, and I want to find out whatever else wants to come out here for you. And if you are too, you can follow me, link down below. Also, again, private readings are available right now if you would like to know more personally about your own personal journey. Also, welcome to write me an email. We can set up a session for you. Also, if you're in your awakening journey and need help, there are the higher guidance coaching calls that are really, really helpful for those purposes as well. All the info you need down below. If you have questions, shoot me an email. I'll see you over on Patreon or next time. I really hope this was helpful and insightful. Amazing reading. Bye.